You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Hell's Kitchen After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Hell's Kitchen After Show.
That's right. This is it. Welcome. Season 12 of Hell's Kitchen. 9 chefs compete. My name is Leo Quinones with you, the Hell's Kitchen fan, watching anywhere in the world and everywhere in the world. We appreciate it. Thank you for finding us on iTunes and downloading this show for free. We're here for you every single week. We bring you this much closer to Gordon. Okay, we're going to gorge ourselves on Gordon Ramsay, and that's why you're here. We have the best guests, contestants, experts talking about what's happening in Hell's Kitchen. So, pretty great show, and I just want to grant Keisha the greatest quote possibly in Hell's Kitchen history. Here she says, "Ooh, I'm getting tired of these hoes." So, Keisha, that was for you. Thank you so very much for being here. So who's going to win the $250,000 grand prize? I'm sure you're wondering that right now. Well, we got to another exciting episode, and again, it needs to be talked about. I have a special guest that's going to be on the show in just a minute, so hang out for that. You know we bring you the special guests all the time. That's what we do. So if we back up to what happened at the end of last episode, we had some deliberations, and what happened was, well, Keisha apologized to Melanie for her rant, so they kind of got that drama out of the way. And I'm really kind of wondering about last week's promo. Do you remember the promo leading into this week? It was really some kind of a showmance. They wanted us to believe that Melanie and Chef Anton were kind of getting together, flirting in the dorms. That ended up to be really flat. That was a 25, 30-second kind of who do you think is going to win, who do you think is going to win, and we'll have to see if anything really does go on between those two. Next morning, a typical over-the-top Hell's Kitchen scenario for the challenge. What happens? Well, the wrapping delivery people, like UPS, but they're wrapping. Okay, that was pretty cornball. That's about as corny as it gets. Basically, without me having to re-wrap it to you, the challenge was you had an hour, red team and blue team, to design your own menu, okay? So the red team had nothing but trouble. They couldn't get the menu right, and it was slow going. The blue team, flying on the new menu. Richard threw in there this Asian slaw, and they had it really going down. Keisha said, how about we do a tuna slider? Nobody listened, and about 15 seconds later, Melanie says, hey, I think we should do a tuna slider. And Keisha was just like, is anyone actually listening to me? So that was really funny. The blue team goes to Rochelle, hey, we need your input. And Rochelle, oddly enough, didn't really have anything to say, didn't really contribute anything. So that was kind of points against her. And Joy was being democratic, saying on the red team, we should do crispy ass chicken. That was exactly what she said, crispy ass chicken. And Scott had some pushback about that because, you know, the chicken dish really was a disaster last time. All right, so that was what was happening in the kitchen, prepping these dishes for Gordon Ramsay. Gordon tasted the red, and he said Anton's scallops were too garlicky. And Joy, her chicken, Gordon said it wasn't sexy enough. Take the bone out. So going boneless is sexy, and that was kind of funny as well. Producer Steve, I just think that we have a surprise guest for you, because this is what we do. We bring you the Hell's Kitchen stars, and we are in season 12, and we're going to be going to Bloomingdale, Illinois. The chef with the most experience, is he on, Steve? or we're getting him.
He's right here.
Oh, Richard Mancini. Rich, are you there, Big Rich?
I'm here, buddy. How are you?
Oh, man, you know what? I just want to say, this was your big night, and I'm, I know that it didn't turn out the way you wanted, but I want to thank you so much for being on the show, on our Hell's Kitchen after show.
Oh, thank you for having me. But you know what? It actually turned out great. I mean, I couldn't be happier. You know what? I made it to the top 10. How many people could say that? And I went out on my terms, I'm okay with that, man. I'm okay with that.
You were absolutely 100% classy, and you went out with a smile. Who prompted you to even try to go on Hell's Kitchen? Was it a friend, or was it your own doing?
You know what? It was my own doing. Earlier in the year, I had took a shot, sent out a resume for Chef Wanted, Burrell. And I went to New York City, and I competed against 3 other chefs, and I won, I won the job. So I'm like, you know what? I can do this. I can do another show. So I applied. And I went in, and I went in with the attitude, I got nothing to lose. Got a great job here back in Chicago. So I'm going to let it all hang out. I did. I made it to the top 10. And you know what? I'm with you on the air tonight. So everything's working out wonderful, man.
You can just tell gracefulness and maturity right there. Okay, let's talk about tonight's episode. First of all, I have to ask you, Rich, have you ever been in a kitchen where the chef says the order quite as fast as Gordon Ramsay?
I've been doing this for going on 28 years, and I can guarantee you, I've never ever worked in a kitchen that was called. The orders were called in that manner and in that style, that quickly, and all at once.
So what's it like?
And then entree's right behind it.
What's it like?
It's craziness. He speaks with action. Here, he's a great guy.
Right.
I have the utmost respect for the man, and I learned stuff from him that I never thought I would ever know. So, with that being said, it was like trying to listen to the guy with marbles in his mouth. I mean, he calls with an accent, he calls it fast, he just rails it off, and you're like, oh my God.
Is he intimidating in the kitchen, Gordon Ramsay?
The first couple of times you're with him, yes. He's very intimidating. But then as the time goes on, and you get to talk to him a little bit, he's a really down-to-earth guy, and he knows, the life that we lead and the life that we live, and you kind of put yourself, not an even keel, I don't think that's the right terms, but you kind of put yourself in the same ballpark as him. We're all chefs. We all went through the same stuff. We all came up through the ranks. Him a little bit different than somebody else, but, so you kind of, the intimidation kind of goes away, and you just kind of realize it's about doing the job, and that's what he wants. He wants your best, and you got to give it to him every night.
Right on. Well, let's talk about tonight. Do you remember creating that menu up in the dorm?
Yes, I do. I do very, very vividly.
So let's see. The guys had the wild mushroom risotto, the crab cake, the lobster surf and turf, and the New York strip steak. So again, what was it like? What was the dorm life like up there, buddy?
It's hell, man. You're living with 20 different personalities, 20 different people, and you got three shower stalls and 2 bathroom stalls, and you're sleeping with 5 dudes. It takes you out of your element so much. And I love women. I think they're the greatest thing on the earth. They are the biggest slobs God ever created. I'm sorry, but it was just a shit show some nights. And I'm kind of an organized type of guy. I'm maybe not the neatest guy, but I put stuff away. I use it, I put it here. If I'm done with it, I throw it out. It was shit everywhere.
Oh, my God.
Some nights I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, my God.
It was
Oh, you're killing me. Rich, how about a couple episodes ago, Beth Taylor was all over you in a very flirtatious and possibly sexual manner. Would you like to comment on Beth Taylor coming on to Big Rich?
Beth's a great girl, a great lady, I should say. I'm happily divorced, and I plan on staying that way. I lost it all once. I'm not going to lose it again. So if she wants to make me an omelet, hey, I'm in for the omelet. But other than that, wasn't going any further than the omelet.
All right. Well, let's get back to tonight's episode. Okay. You're in the kitchen. What happened on garnish? Because I think, if I'm not correct, you served Gordon Ramsay a garnish, and it was a side of Brussels sprout, singular. What happened?
We had these mini Brussels sprouts, and all the services beforehand, we had blanched off the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
so
and you know what, Rich, tell the aspiring chef, the budding home cook, what that actually means. Blanching.
Well, when you blanch off something, you cook it in boiling water to a point where it's not quite done, but yet it's good enough cooked to where you can just saute it and finish it.
Right.
So you blanch it in hot water, and you cool them down, and then you have them ready to go. So the cooking time isn't as long as if they were raw, basically.
Right.
So all the shows before that, we had blanched off these vegetables, Brussels sprouts. Before that, it might have been some carrots or some broccoli. Well, that night we got in the garnish, and we started getting ready to service, and I noticed nobody blanched off the Brussels sprouts. So I turned to Chef James, who, by the way, is awesome, and Chef Andy, who is absolutely awesome.
The sous chefs,
and I said, Chef, should I blanch these Brussels sprouts right away? He looked at me and says, well, they're kind of small. You might be okay with them. I thought to myself, might be okay. Do I really want to take a chance that I might be okay? So I threw a pot of water on, I blanched them, and as I'm blanching them, I'm pulling out of the pot, and I'm trying to chill them, and he's calling orders. So I put an order up, and a couple of times, Gabriel set raw food up, so my garnish came back. So at that point, I got a little bit of confusion, and I had a Brussels sprout on the stove. I had another one started, and then I didn't realize I didn't need another one. So I shorted that one like one Brussels sprout. Instead of 6, I gave him 5. And that's when all hell broke loose, I gave him the wrong garnish. I gave him only 5 Brussels sprouts. Okay, well, it was an absolutely stupid mistake. However, the heat of the moment and everything, that's what happened. And, I'm a good guy. I'm a fair guy. But when you get in my face a little bit too much, it comes a point where you say, you know what? I need to get out of here because I'm not going to do something stupid.
Right. So
that was it. That was the whole idea. I set up an order of Brussels sprouts that had 5 pieces in it instead of 6.
Yeah. All right.
And,
it was when Gordon showed it, it looked really like not too much. It looked really, really like bare in the pan.
Yes, because I had 2 orders in there, and he put up the first order on the plate. So when he came back with the other order, it looked very bare.
Yeah, okay.
Because
I get it now.
Was out,
it took me a while. Okay, listen. Blue team rewards. What was your favorite moment during the awards or the rewards?
You know what? There was 2 of them. The first one was when we got to go to dinner with Gordon at that restaurant in San Francisco, and we got to talk to him. I had a lot of questions. I am a single dad. I have a son. I own the restaurant, and I wanted to know, how do you do it? You open 20 restaurants, and how do you possibly do the same cookie cutter imprint at every restaurant? And he answered it for me. And I asked him about the family thing, and he was gracious enough to answer it for me. And the second one was when we came back from the skydiving thing, we got a Vitamix. These are like $900 blenders.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, right on. Okay. What was the worst punishment, Richard?
Them goddamn pennies. Oh my God! I wanted I never want. If they eliminate pennies from the world, I'm going to have this guy to never win.
Oh my God! It was a shower of pennies, and you had to roll them up by hand. Not a very, very fun thing to do. All right. Okay. Now, when guys like Jason or your other competitors are ripping the hell out of you, what's that like to watch a TV at a bar and you're having fun, but other competitors are ripping the hell out of you? What's that like?
I guess we all did it to each other. I know that one night Jason said something about me. I actually was at the bar with Jason. It was kind of funny because all of a sudden everybody at the bar looked at us and the hell, you guys are friends? It's all the heat of the battle. And all the stuff that we say is right after that service or right after something happens. So, you're like, God damn, what a freaking idiot. What a stupid moron. But then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? He's a pretty good guy, And me and Jason hang out a lot, we're doing a couple things over the weekend together for some charities.
Sweet.
And I see Scott. Yeah, I see Scott a lot. And, listen, we're all in the same fraternity. Win, lose, or draw, we're all chefs. We're all passionate. And everybody wants to win. But when it comes down to it, like I told you before, they couldn't have drawn out any better for me. Would I like to go out there and black tickets? Absolutely. Would I like the one? Sure. Who doesn't need 250,000? But in reality, man, I'm very happy where I came in.
Are you getting recognized, Richard, wherever you go now?
Yeah, almost to the point where sometimes it almost gets a little scary.
Like what?
A couple stalkers, a couple Facebook stalkers here, Twitter stalkers there. And, I mean, it's a little weird sometimes, but it's all good.
I was trying to decode your Twitter handle.
Yeah, is that messed up or what?
Yeah, why don't you give it out? Give it out for us.
It's Rich M HK12 at RCIHCEHF. I have no idea how that came about.
So it's supposed to be like Rich Chef, but the C and the I are transposed, so it's at RCIH and then Chef. Okay, I'll repeat that later on in the interview. Now I want to ask you again, what's it like when Gordon Ramsay rips you a new one when you're standing there helpless?
Let's see, what's it like? It's like having your nails pulled out with a pliers, and you have no way of doing anything about it because your jerk reaction is to go take a swing or time to go F himself. However, you don't because he's Gordon Ramsay and you're on show, but you are just you're naked in front of 1,000 people. That's what you feel like, and everybody's looking at you going, look at that fat ass, or look at this, or look at that, and you have no place to hide.
Mm. So what did he rip you apart for? Do you remember any of the dress downs?
Well, yeah. The first one was a crab cake. I remember that vividly because I got it tossed at me. And the second one, the only other one that he really ripped me for was the eggs when we did the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
He said I should have jumped in and helped. I was, but we had made a decision that we were going to do this as a team, and Gabriel said, well, the eggs, you handle the toast, and you help me plate. Okay, twice I asked him, hey, dude, you need some help? No, I got this. I even said it in the pan. I said, there's enough eggs for 3 orders. Put more eggs in the pan.
Right.
He's like, no, dude, I got this. So then all of a sudden we go up there and we got these little freaking egg servings and we get ripped a new one. So he calls me up in elimination and says he wants to hear from me. What do you want to hear from me for? I didn't do the eggs. I was doing toast.
Oh, Rich, how has the Hell's Kitchen experience changed you, if at all?
Well, I'll tell you, Leo, it's made me so much more. I'm very passionate about my cooking, but that show's made me so much more passionate about my career and my cooking and what I want to do and the path I'm going down. It's my private chef service has been going off the hook. I'm doing numbers that I never believed were imaginable.
Wow!
I'm starting a line of sauces because of it. I'm going to have 4 entree sauces hitting the market sometime in August. All the charity work that I'm doing, I'm getting calls from so many, and I hooked up with Chef Barrett out of New York, and I'll tell you, man, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened, other than the birth of my son. But other than that, I can't picture a moment in my life that anything's better happened to me than being on that show and making it to the top 10, and now being on the radio with you and TV with you. What else could be? This is awesome.
The guy's always he's thankful and he's classy. Back to Hell's Kitchen. What's it like being sequestered for a very long period of time, away from your son, away from your family, away from your friends? What was that like? That was about 19 months ago. So what was that like?
It was, the first couple of days you don't realize it. Then all of a sudden you get into like the second and third week, and there's no TV, there's no radio, there's no phones, there's no outside windows, there's no nothing. You're in this room, and the only spot other than that room you go to is another room that has no roof, and that's your outdoor exposure.
Right.
It was, I can't say it was like doing prison time because I don't know, However, if I had to take a shot, I would say it's very close to that, other than living with some slobs. But, it was very close. I mean, when you got out, when you won a challenge and you got to go out, then you know what? They could have told me, listen, we're walking out of the corner to get an ice cream cone. I'd have been the happiest guy in the world because I was just out. I was going to see sunlight. I was going to see other things, other four walls.
And were you allowed to talk to people? Maybe not, right?
No, other than the 20 that started the show, we weren't allowed to talk to anybody. Even when we went on the challenges, when we won, the crowd was kept far from us.
All right, let me ask you this. Now, Gordon Ramsay says, Rich, I want you to team up with one of the contestants from season 12. Your life is on the line. You're cooking the meal of your life, literally. Who would you want to pick on your meal, your last meal you had to make, and why?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and it's going to come as a shock, I think, to a lot of people, but I'm going to pick Ralph. Because I watched Ralph plate up some dishes that were absolutely gorgeous.
Oh.
And I know I can cook, so I know flavors and I know combinations, and Ralph can plate up. And in my opinion, I mean, in the one episode, me and Ralph did raviolis. We had 3 orders of raviolis up before anybody even rolled out their first order.
Right on. So the little pit bull teams up with the gray fox.
You got it, man. And you know what? I hit it off. Me and Ralph hit it off great on the show. When he went home that night, I was probably more disappointed in everything that night than I had ever been in any part of the show.
Do you think you made lifelong friends with the cast of Hell's Kitchen season 12?
Yeah, I'm close. I'm close with a lot of the cast members that were there. We try to get together as much as we can. Like I said, fortunately, 3 of us are from Chicago area, so we're together all the time. Mm-hmm. But, we got some stuff planned. We got some stuff planned to do things in other people's cities, and we're going to stay together. I mean, it really, you become a family.
Sure.
It's 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks of your life in pure misery. Because if anybody thinks it's easy or anybody thinks that it's all bullshit, well,
right.
I'm telling you firsthand, there's nothing easy or bullshit about it. It's real, and it's grueling, and it's long, and it's aggravating. It's everything you can think of. It is. And it's also great. So, you're in battle with these guys for 8 weeks, or girls, and it's a bond that just doesn't die.
Mm-hmm. Oh, again, it's extraordinary. So, what's it like pleading for your life when Gordon says, "Why should you stay in Hell's Kitchen?"
What do you say? Here's the thing. I was called up one time for elimination, and the time I was called up, I went home. Everybody says the same thing. Chef, I have the desire. Chef, I have the passion. Chef, I have the talent. It's all the same. I mean, what do you're looking at this man, and my personal opinion, his mind's made up before you even start doing that shit. So you're just there kind of hoping that he made up his mind in your favor. So you got to tell him something to look good. See, Chef, I belong here. I've never been called up before. I've done well in the challenges. What else could you say? To please your case, but like I said, I think his mind's made up when he's walking down them steps.
Did you make any stupid mistakes?
Yes, I did. I made a lot of stupid mistakes. The crab cakes, I'm an idiot, and I'm the first one to say it, because I should never set up a cold crab cake. As far as the Brussels sprouts, I mean, what do I have to take my shoes off to count to 10? I mean, really? Come on, Rich.
What about the dirty oil? Gordon, he ripped you for that.
Yeah, because I wanted to get another one on so fast. I didn't want to wait for a pan to get hot, so I used the oil that I cooked the first crab cake in, which, I've been doing this 25 years. I know that. It's going to taste burnt. I'm not an idiot. Breadcrumbs are in there. They're burning. I was stupid, absolutely stupid on my part.
Well, you're owning up to it, Rich. I really like that about you. You're not making any excuses. I think that comes with maturity, right?
Oh, yeah, there's no excuses. Come on, I know all that stuff. All the stuff that I did wrong, I know better. So the only person I had to blame is me. I was just stupid. And, could you say it was pressure? Could you say it was stress? Maybe a little bit, but come on. We've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing 25, 28 years. There's no more stress anymore. There's no more pressure. It is what it is. And it was mistakes. It was stupid mistakes. And unfortunately, the last stupid mistake cost me the goal.
What about the confessional? Did you have a strategy every single time you went into the confessional, or did you just? You seem to me like a guy who wears his heart on his sleeve. I noticed that you're on your Facebook, and I guess I would be a semi-stalker, but you put, nice sentiments up all the time. When, you like to put nice things out there. That's what it seems to me.
You know what? Here, at the end of the day, how could you put bad things out there? I've been doing this for 28 years. I've had the pleasure of doing TV shows. I've had the pleasure of touring with rock bands. I've done the movie sets. I've owned my own restaurant. I've cooked for mayors of Chicago. I cooked for the crew of Air Force One. I got to do shows. I won one. I got the top 10 on another one. My business is booming. I have a great job. My kids playing junior hockey in Canada. How can I ever be upset about anything? I mean, is there bad days? Sure. There's days I get pissed off. Absolutely. But in the long run, I wouldn't trade my life for anything for any other life in the world. I mean, and anybody who gets depressed on themselves or down on themselves, where are you going?
Yeah.
I mean, if I wake up in the morning, it's a good day.
Love it. Love it. One quick story, Rich.
Yes, sir.
You, on tour, rock band, cooking, wildness, groupies, out of control, fights. Is there a story that sticks out in your mind in your rock catering days?
I did a Midwest tour with the Rolling Stones.
No!
When they toured Chicago last. I did Rolling Stones, In Excess, and U2, all Midwest tours.
Yeah.
And I did it last time they were at Soldier Field. And, the Stones, the Stones are the Stones, First day you're a little off. But, we cook for them, and you got to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then there's a midnight snack. And, you're up until the band eats, and everybody goes home. Then you break down the kitchen, and you go back to bed. Well, the Stones were cool because they're older, so they didn't do back-to-back shows. So you always had a day off between. But the one night, we had this huge spread out because the night before, Keith Richards wasn't happy with all the food. He wanted some more stuff out there, so he gave us a list, and we busted our asses like getting all this stuff together. He want Perrier water, he didn't want the Evian water, all this bullshit. And we rocked it out. Here comes the end of the show, and we're all standing there waiting for him to come through so you'd be happy. And he walks up, and he walks through the line, and he kind of looks at me and goes, I'm not hungry.
Wow.
I look at him, I go, are you fucking kidding me? You're not hungry. I go, you're like 140 pounds. Eat something, you bastard. You made me get all the special food. He just looks at me and goes, Chef, I'm not hungry tonight. And he just walked his trailer.
You're 140 degrees, you special bastard. Oh, my God. That is fantastic. Well, listen, buddy, if I wanted – you're jet set. So anyone listening – all over the world, if they wanted to get in touch with you, do you have a website where we can go to employ you to cook amazing food?
Yes. We have a website. It's called www.chefmostwanted.com.
Chef, sorry. Chef
website that shows all my stuff.
Okay, chefmostwanted.com. You don't need to do the www. Anymore. It's 2014. Rich, say it again now.
Yes. Chefmostwanted.com.
I like it. We'll find you. And listen, I just want to say, of all the people that have been eliminated, before I get to that question, what's it like walking the Green Mile outside of Hell's Kitchen?
It's pretty weird. You don't. It doesn't really hit you until you go through those doors. And then when you go through those doors and they close behind you, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm out. I've been here for 7 weeks and now I'm out. And it kind of hits you like, I shouldn't be out, but I'm out, and I can't get back in. It's not like, okay, I'm sorry, and I try it again. Right. You're out. You're done. Mm-hmm. And it's very surreal. It's like for like 4 or 5 minutes, it's like, wow. I shouldn't be out, but I'm not. I am, and I can't get back in. So, but then you get to go someplace and take a shower in your own bathroom, sleep in a king size bed with nobody snoring, with a big screen TV, and you're like, that ain't so bad after all.
Yeah, well, you are a classy competitor, buddy. And again, thank you so much for being on the Hell's Kitchen After Show. I didn't know it was going to be your last week. I just said, hey, I want to have the classy competitor on, and that's you. So Richard Mancini, chefmostwanted.com or Most Wanted Chef?
Yes, sir.
No,
chefmostwanted.com.
Chef Most Wanted, that's who you are. I want to thank you for being on the After Show, pal. And will you stay in touch with us?
Absolutely. I look forward to it, man. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure.
If they see you and Jason at a bar at a Hell's Kitchen viewing party, what's the preferred drink you would like to have ordered?
vodka soda for both of us. We both drink the same thing at Shannon Jameson.
Yeah, because you're watching your figure. I get it.
Of course. That swimsuit calendar's coming out soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for being on the Hell's Kitchen After Show. All right.
All right, Leo. Okay, have a
All right, pal. See you later. And what Rich was talking about was getting ready for summer. Oh, by the way, nice segue. Maria Menounos has a new book, Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, and it's available wherever books are sold. And again, this makes a great gift. So Maria Menounos, she is the cause and of AfterBuzz TV. We wouldn't have this great network without her. So check out that book, a great one and a great gift. And if you want to get a hold of me, there's a couple ways you can do it. First, you can get a hold of me on Twitter, and it's at Movie Interview. And if you want to see some interviews I've done, movieinterview.com. And producer Steve, thank you so much. I think, I know this is out of order, but let's talk about predictions because I almost forgot. So let's just do some predictions. Let's see.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, I'm thinking Keisha is stronger and stronger. And don't you think for a minute, I'm not trying every single day to get Keisha on this show because she has her own individual spirit and fire, and we have to get her on. I think Joy is very strong as well. I think Melanie is going to go top 5, and I think Chef Anton is looking good, and Rochelle. Did I say everybody? Who's going to win the $250,000? I'm looking towards Melanie, Rochelle, or Chef Anton. So that's what I think. So thank you so much. Thank you, Roar, for the great close. Producer Steven, thank you. Thank you for downloading us on iTunes for free. And if it's Hell's Kitchen, if it's exclusive, it must be the Hell's Kitchen After Show. Thanks for watching. Get out!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.